Alright, hello everybody. I'm going to quickly, not really quickly, but I'm going to describe and explain the process of making a secret compartment book with a bandsaw. So it's a quick DIY tutorial on this simple project. From start to finish took me probably about 20 minutes. This is a slightly condensed video, but that is only slightly. So some parts are sped up, some parts are just cut out. So to start off, you just want to remove the cover from the pages to get a clean line, and without having to add anything else to it to reattach it. You just want to go in one or two pages. The place where there are two pages glued together, in most books there's one of these, that is where it's been attached to the cover, so that's where I usually cut it. And then it'll have a nice transition back into the book when you reattach it. Another way of doing this would be to go in count one magazine in by finding where the pages are grouped, that first group. I'll show it here. Yeah, right here. If you just go on the inside of that and cut down that line right there, then you can use the same process of reattaching it, but then you'll have more of the book still in place. That is, if you want the title page and all the foreword and all that stuff still in there. To lay out your lines, this is completely up to you. I use an inch wide rule on this combination square. I find that is rather easy and quick and provides enough stability that I don't have to glue all the pages together. With the bandsaw, you have the opportunity to do whatever shape you want. You can do a custom shape, and that'll give you a much nicer or custom fit for whatever you're trying to put in this. Like if you have a gun or a knife or a pencil case, whatever, it's all up to you. And so when you cut it out for this shape, I'm just doing a quick sketch. You just follow the pencil, basically go in and then you back out and then turn around and then back in, so that you can go back in and follow that line in the back, and then go to the edge, come back, and then you don't really need to turn around, but if you want a smooth line, you can do it that way, or you can just keep going around. But this way you can go in, go all the way to the edge, make that curve, go all the way to the edge, make that curve, and then you can pull that top out and then go down the side, go into the edge, make a curve, and go into the other edge, make a curve, and then the bottom should come out, and then you can clean up all those corners by going in the opposite side of the corner, and then it'll come out, and then you're done. So to cut this out, I find the best way to do it is with a push block like this. That way all the pages are still together and they stay flat, so you don't have a waviness or an edge that is more angled than the rest or whatever. It just keeps everything all nice and square. So because this is rather boring at normal speed, I sped it up quite a bit. And I promise you, my fingers are not as close as they seem. I'm going very, very slow. And watching my fingers and being very mindful of where they are at, so I don't cut myself. And that's one thing I would definitely encourage anybody who's trying to do this to watch where their fingers are and be very, very slow and thoughtful and mindful of their movements. Otherwise, you have the chance of losing a finger, especially with such a powerful tool like this that was once created to cut meat and process meat. And now to reattach the cover. You have a pretty nice square there, and the bandsaw will leave a very tattered edge on the back, so I removed the last 2 or 3 pages to get rid of that, and the rest of the pages will have a little bit of roughness to them on that inside edge, but the bottom 2, especially on such a soft and fibrous material, it'll have that tear sort of feel to it. So I just removed that, and it's nice and finished on the back rather than full of that. And that's one of the simplest ways of getting rid of that, is just to cut it out. So it's always important to do a dry fit. Make sure your book is oriented the right way. Your cover and your paper are going the same direction, with the cover page in the front at the first opening. And then I just use a single line of glue on the front and back to reattach that page to the rest of the pages. And you want to be careful not to put too much glue, otherwise it'll squeeze and it'll tear when you open it after it's dried. So just be careful about that, because you don't need much, especially with this jade adhesive or jade glue. It's meant for this, so it's very strong and perfect for the job. So clamping is rather straightforward. Just use a couple of pieces of scrap wood to push the pressure over a wider area rather than just where your clamps are. So there you are. A quick project that's really fun and looks really cool. So enjoy. Alright, and here's what it looks like. Done. Finished. Here's what the seam looks like once it's glued, with a nice cover page, and in the back is pretty much the same, except for there was a little more squeezed so that it's connected more. It's okay, but that is how it looks, and it's still completely strong enough to where it won't fall. Most of a heavy plane. It actually fits. There we go. And come out. Fits generally like that. It's got bookends. It'll stay in even better. But I'd say that works.